Before we jump into this episode, I want to invite you to join our community to help you become a better steward, scale to billions, and ultimately give more or all of it away. All I want you to do is to click the subscribe button right now. I love your support. It's incredible to see your comments, and we're just getting started. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means the world to me. Welcome to the Build to Millions podcast, where we guide successful entrepreneurs and investors on their journey from millions to billions. We believe the key to scaling your wealth and compounding your impact is by learning from some of the most successful entrepreneurs, investors, and billionaires in the world, and practicing a stewardship over ownership mindset, as well as applying billionaire biblical principles. And our ultimate goal is to help you scale and compound your wealth in life so you can give more or all of it away. I'm your host today, Brett Swartz. In every episode, we feature some of the world's best entrepreneurs, millionaires, and billionaires, where they share their values, wisdom, and secrets with us so we can compound our wealth and life so we can give more or all of it away to help MVPs. I'm your host today, Brett Swartz, and I'm so excited for the guest that we have. He's out of the great state of Idaho, and he has a micro-captive strategy to help defer taxes, mitigate risk, and do it strategically. He specializes in something called an 831B. So much here to talk about. I'm excited to dive in with a fellow tax patriot fighter. Please welcome to the show with me, Van Carlson. Van, how are we doing?
Great, Brett. Thanks for having me on your show. Look forward to our conversation.
Absolutely. And for our listeners getting to know you for the first time, would you give us just a little bit more about your story and your current focus?
Yeah, you bet. Been in risk management, working with business owners, the exciting stuff when it comes to running a business. But I've been doing it for successfully almost 30 years now. It's kind of found my way into it, and I gravitated to it. Mostly for risk takers, the entrepreneurs, right? The ones that are willing to take an idea and run with it and turn it into a profitable company. It's not easy to do. And when it does happen, you need to maximize it. So I really appreciate being on your platform. And your listeners are our clients, honestly. So it's good to be here. But it's really risk management. It's utilizing strategies that, again, kind of how your intro put it. These are tools that have been used for a long, long time. And we're trying to bring it out to, I'll call it the mom and pops, but mom and pops are very successful businesses, and just like they all have tax issues and tax strategies they need to deploy because the Fortune 500 companies are, and two, their competitors are, and so that's kind of how that's where we're at today.
Awesome, Van. That's fantastic. And before we dive into the 831B plan, I want to take one other step back. I believe we'll all be given certain gifts. These gifts have been given us to be a blessing and help to others. Some people call them strengths. Some people call them superpowers. What would you say, Van just always kind of had a gift of growing up, and what is that gift and our strength, and how does it help how you help and bless people today?
I would say the will. I will it. I vision first and then make it happen. And it's I don't know where it came from, honestly, but it just was ingrained in me. And once I vision it, I can make it happen. That's my strength.
Awesome. I love that. That's so key. So the will to make it happen after vision. Okay, perfect. So now let's dive into the topic at hand, which is, these micro captive, tax plans, right? Break down what the number one secret is to these and how these things work.
Yeah. It's risk management first and foremost, right? So, any business today, and obviously we can point to COVID. I think it's one of the things that's been exponentially grow our company the last couple of years is, this idea that, hey, my insurance isn't covering me for everything. I'm going to retain risk on my side of the books, and it comes down to risk financing. If I can't transfer that risk normally through normal channels, paying a premium, getting a policy, and transferring that risk for fire, theft, vandalism, let's say on a building. But then I'm also going to retain risk that says, when the government says, hey, you can't evict people because they can't afford to pay their rent right now. Meanwhile, you still got mortgage payments. You still got all the things you're dealing with, right? So those are retained risk. And then it just comes down to risk financing. Do you want to use after-tax money or pre-tax money? If you want to use after-tax money, you're just using capitalization. That's why PPP, ERC, and all these other programs the government came out with, because
So if you like this little short clip of the interview I just did, click over here to watch the full interview. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much, everybody.